Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii and welcome to a brand new video here on the channel. Today I'm going to be showcasing the top 10 best weaponized vehicles in GTA 5 Online. So this could be any sort of vehicle that has any sort of weapons on it. Now if this video goes on to help you out, take a second to drop a like on it, that'd be awesome. Also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a sub, join the Hakiii army because you do not want to miss any more videos like these. Help us reach 100k subs, that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell as well. Anyway though, let's get straight into it. So coming in at number 5, we have the Night Shark. I've talked about the Night Shark before here on the channel and I do think it deserves a spot on this list. If I had to describe the Night Shark, I'd say it's a really good hybrid of both the Insurgent and the armored Kuruma. It's both rocket resistant and it's pretty freaking hard to shoot you through those tiny little windows, and it specifically takes 5 rockets to blow it up, which is better than the regular Insurgent and as good as the Insurgent pickup, and that alone in my opinion makes it better than the armored Kuruma because it also has those tiny little windows, as I said, just like with the armored Kuruma. And I also think it's better than the Insurgent, 1 because it has those tiny little windows which the Insurgent doesn't, 2 because it's way faster than the Insurgent. You'd be surprised, but this thing actually has some good handling and good speed. I was extremely impressed with the overall performance of the Night Shark, and it's even good off-roading as well. Also, another thing I like about it is the customization. You can even customize the armor plates which you can equip in like LS Customs and stuff. And also about the rockets, I think Oppressor missiles, it can actually take like 20 or something like that. Now obviously this is the top weaponized vehicles, and the weapon it has is a minigun on the front of it. Now the minigun is solid, it's no more than solid, like it's not the missiles or it's not the explosive cannon or anything like that, but with the minigun, shooting and blowing up any unarmored vehicle in free roam will take about like 5 to 10 seconds ish, maybe more like roughly 10 seconds. So it's a good weapon to have, but it's obviously not as good as the missiles or the cannon. You really just have the best of both worlds in terms of like protecting yourself, so it could take a couple of rockets and it's harder to shoot you through those armor plates. Now keep in mind, it's not impossible to shoot you through them, it's just harder since you have like the tiny little windows instead of like the big usual ones, and people can still hit you through them. Once again, it's just a little bit harder since they're smaller, and it even comes in at a pretty fair price of just under 1.25 million, which honestly is pretty worth it. And later on you're gonna notice that this is actually a pretty freaking good price compared to other good weaponized vehicles. Moving on to number 4, now we have the APC. This does come in at $3.1 million. The trade price for it is 2.3 million, which is actually a pretty good deal, but not too many people do trade prices anyway. Now there's so many cool features about the APC, one of them being that it's amphibious, and if you don't know what that means, basically it could go on land and in water as well. So basically when you try to drive it into the ocean or into a lake, it's not gonna drown. It almost acts like a normal boat, I'd say. Now another cool feature about it is the weapons it has. It has rockets on the top, and I think it also has a machine gun in the back as well, and you can even equip an upgrade that lets you place proximity mines down while you're driving it. So it's safe to say there's tons of different weapons you guys can use while driving it, and it's even better if you guys have friends in it with you, so all you guys can use the weapons at the same time. But if you're using it solo, you can still use all the weapons, you just need to come to a complete stop to be able to use the missiles or the cannon you have up top. Now if you choose to have the stock cannon up top, that does have unlimited ammo. If you choose to have the missiles, that does run out after a bit, but it still has a good amount of missiles, and the proximity mines are also unlimited, which is great. Now this takes a good amount of rockets to blow up as well. Also, another thing I found to be great about this vehicle is the performance. It's actually extremely easy to use, and I mean, you'd think it's a pretty slow and sluggish vehicle just because of how big and armored it is, but you'd be surprised, it's actually decently fast. It has decent acceleration for how big it is. It's definitely way better than, let's say, the half track. So even though it is a bit pricey, I do recommend you guys get the APC. Moving on to number 3, now we have the Akula. Now this is going to be the only helicopter on this list. A lot of people compare the Akula with the Hunter. Personally, I prefer the Akula a little bit more, and that's why I have this on this list. I did want to include a helicopter in here. In terms of protection, it has good protection. It takes 3 rockets to blow it up, and I think it's exactly 7 explosive sniper shots as well, and that's definitely top tier when it comes to helicopters. In terms of customization, obviously you do need a hangar for this, so I guess that's another thing you need to pay for. And by the way, it comes in at $3.7 million. Now it's got some cool customization, it's got some cool liveries, it's got some cool weapons you can upgrade. You can choose between the missiles barrage or the homing missiles. Both of them are pretty good. There's a ton of different weapons though. Besides the missile options I mentioned, you guys can also equip the cannon or the machine gun, and you can even drop bombs with this thing. Basically, if you hold right on the D-pad on console, a little thing on the bottom opens up, and then you can make a legit bombing run. You can even just rapidly drop bombs down. It's actually really cool. Besides that really cool feature, my absolute favorite feature about this has to be stealth mode. Basically, if you press right on the D-pad once, you enter stealth mode, which basically puts you completely off the radar. Now the only little downside to this, which I guess I could should understand is you can't use any weapons while in stealth mode. Also, something really cool about stealth mode is that you can only get a maximum of 2 stars while you're in it. So if you have more than 2 stars while you're off it, if you go in stealth mode, it's gonna go straight down to 2 stars, which is really cool actually. So stealth mode is definitely a huge advantage and a really cool feature with the Akula. Now in terms of how it performs, it's really easy to move around with it, maybe even a little bit too easy. And what I mean by that is it's very sensitive to how you move your joystick and stuff. Let's say you hold your joystick on one side for like a good second, it's almost gonna flip over because it just wants to go that way so much. That's the best way I can explain it. It's just like really sensitive to how you move with it. Anyway, coming in at number 2 now is the P996 Laser. It's really similar to the Hydra, but people just prefer the Laser because it's easier to use. The really convenient thing is you can actually call it in through the interaction menu, and then it spawns in one of the default spots basically. Now it may be pretty obvious, but I'm still gonna say it. This is extremely fast. I mean, obviously it's a jet, it's gonna be extremely fast, but I'm pretty sure this is the fastest overall vehicle in the entire game. Like if you're looking to move the fastest possible way around the map, this is the way to do it. This is just incredibly fast. In terms of the weapons, you guys are probably all familiar with it. It's got the explosive cannon, which is really nice, and then the lock-on and lock-off missiles. Now when it comes to the price, unfortunately it's an extremely hefty $6.5 million. So this is definitely only for the richer people in GTA 5 Online, to say the least. It takes 1 rocket hit to get it like smoking and kind of like dysfunction a bit, and then it takes 2 rockets to fully blow it up, which is not incredibly bad, but it's not great obviously. But it is balanced out though, because it's pretty hard to hit you. Now the thing with the laser is that you actually need to get good at it for it to be effective. I'm telling you, I've seen people that could get really good at it and then it's just extremely OP, and that's why griefers use it too. But hopefully you guys don't grief with it. Hopefully you guys griefers with it, I hope. Now coming in at number 1 on this list, as obvious as it may be, I have to put the Oppressor Mark II. The Oppressor is just hands down the best vehicle in the game to get. Whether you want to go somewhere specific or you need to do jobs with it, it's just the best overall vehicle. I think what makes it best is how easy the mobility of it is, like how easy it is to use and how easy it is to get used to using it. And when you combine that with the weapons it has, the lock-on and lock-off missiles, along with the countermeasures it has, it's just the most OP thing ever. I like to use the flare countermeasures specifically. The only downsides really are just money-wise. You need a terabyte to be able to fully upgrade it, and then it comes in at a price of just under 3.9 million and a trade price of just over 2.9 million. Besides that though, this is once again the overall best vehicle in the entire game, not even weaponized. I just think this is the best overall vehicle. It's useful for pretty much everything in GTA, but I hope you all did go on to enjoy this video. Let me know which vehicle you guys like best down below in the comment section, but hopefully this video did go on to help you out. If it did, take 2 seconds to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you guys are new, turn on the notification bell as well. Anyway though, this has been Hakiii. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.